I want to thank Rabbi Yosef Yafi, especially for his patience, his reasons, his selflessness, for what he does for me and for so many other people. Shem Shemayim. Shem should reward him. Tachlis. I want to thank Torah Anytime, Kavish Koch and Kalalash, and also wonderful people. They all deserve a big thank you for all the wonderful things they're doing for Klal Yisrael. Now, so what should I tell you? My Hasidim are becoming Rebbes one after another, especially the chicken and egg business. That business is skyrocketing. A lot of chicken and egg business. Because one of my Hasidim prevented a C-section. Everybody gave up except for him. He said, nah, it's going to be fine. And boom, went smooth. My chevra, there's another area I'm good at, B'liya in Hara. Somebody just told me on Thursday, it was Thursday, yeah. I told him you're going to have a good zman. I'm very good at that. You're going to have a good zman. By the way, do you know what I do? I have hashgacha prati. When I am good at certain things, I look for reasons why I am zeicha. I have a whole stick Torah. You want to hear my vote on? I once heard of it a lot on Behem Amakasha Leilid, that perik. I heard of it a lot, and you can take a look. And I had a lot of frustration, which by me is Kodesh Kadasha. By other people, and I had to teach kids, although it wasn't the gay, once it was the gay, once it wasn't. I remember that, Behem Amakasha Leilid, I had issues with that perik in Chulin. It's a perik in Chulin. That's why, Be'ezer Hashem, at the 80, 90, I lost count of all these ladies that had easy ladies. I say, why did that happen? Because I was mitzvah them with that perik. I had all the difficulties with the perik. He was having a hard time. So that's my pshat. Now I encourage everybody, say pshatim. Why you're such a great guy? Why this happened to you? Why that? Give up pshat. You might even be right. Be maspal. You should have a real pshat. And whatever pshat, because the Welt, unfortunately, is always saying pshatlach, why I was punished for this, and why this hurts, and that's not working, this aveira, that aveira. So look, you gotta be, and what do they say when I tell them don't do that? They say you gotta be truthful. And I say you're not truthful, because when you did something good, you don't give yourself credit. I just got a haskama from an Adam Gadol for that, but a famous, I don't want to say his name publicly, but I don't think he minds, but I have a minig not to say unless one of his Talmidim told him over. He's one of the biggest, he's Adam Gadol ma'id, from the biggest Balimos in the Dar. So one of his Talmidim told him this vod of mine, that Mandel says, you got to be eisgehalten. When you do something wrong, see, I deserve it, no good. The Message Mag says, do not do that. You're into a trap of the Yitzhar that's getting you into din. When you get involved in din, you can sink in there, chas v'shalom. Keep away. And get involved in it. And I tie it, you're not eisgehalten. When things go well in your life, you don't even recognize it. You don't talk about it, think about it. You don't make a cheshbon. Why was I zeicha to be such a big tzaddik? Like, I'm always doing that, by the way. It's one of the big things in my life. If you ever see me walking around, looking a little like, stressed, where's my stress coming from? I'm trying to figure out what tzidkis did I do that I'm zeicha to so much. But I have a hard time because there's so much good stuff that I did in my life, and I can't figure out, was it this or that? I have a lot, 100 different, maybe it was that, maybe a combination, maybe. So that's why I'm always a little bit nervous, trying to figure out why I was zeicha to this, I'm zeicha to that. How do you like that one? Now, I once told my wife, whenever I look stressed, I'll tell you straight the reason. I'm walking in the street full of daigas, trying to figure out, what did I do but he's zeicha to marry you? That's my standard to tell my wife. It's for all the bachrim. Listen to this. Do it. And don't tell them at Mendel told you that. I hope there's no ladies listening to this. They're going to find out all my tricks. Anyway, I do that. My wife knows I'm a little bit interesting type of guy, but she likes it anyway. I just do it. So what? Make her happy. Now, I get a phone call from Yerushalayim. A boy there was a Levaya. The Gaiva, Zeichet Tzadik Avracha. I heard his Shabbos Hagadol Drasha. What a holy man. Gaiva, that words. The guy, from Yerushalayim. What? He was unbelievable. But I'd like to speak about Reb Isaiah Kushner. It was just these people are not shaykh. But anyway, so I got a phone call from a worried father. He was together with his brother at the Levaya and he disappeared. His brother came home and he doesn't know where he is. The hours went by. And the father tells me, Rabbi Mendel, remember the story? This kid got lost and they never found him. I'm afraid that's what's going on here. And it's already hours have gone by. I says, Amavtiach you. He has been found already. Danish can come, but you got to call me up. I got the phone call. Mandel, you are right. But I want to say something. See, that's one of my big mitzvahs, but that's not from the tough ones. Not from the more difficult, but I'll tell you something. This person tells me on the phone that they're worried about what happened to so-and-so might happen to them. That's why I don't believe reading newspapers. Because it teaches you how to worry. It teaches you all the things that can go wrong. Maybe I'll have what happened to so-and-so. You ever hear this story? You hear all the sad news. Maybe I don't want you to happen what happened to him, what happened to this, what happened to that. You know that it's so important to keep positive, keep away from sad news, keep away. Don't bother me with sad news. I don't want to hear. Rabbi Yaakov Teitelbaum Zatzal would not report, even when his own, or was it his father's mother, I'm not sure, report that he was nifta. No, let someone else do the dirty work. Keep away from all negative stuff. You have to know all the tzoros in the world. Keep away. Talk happy stuff. And the main happy stuff is, I'm a great guy. That's Aleph. Chayecha kaimen. Got to hold from yourself. Aden shir. Now, I was called by the family members of the head of the family was from day one not healthy. And they put him in the hospital, a mental hospital. And he was the head of the family, and the wife was a basket case. And he was wild and crazy and incurable. And they're talking about divorce. And I said, baloney! I don't remember the details, but all I know is it happened, I think, 3 years ago. And I just got a call that the Nisim Guluyim that went on with this person, thanks to Mandel's baloney. Mandel says one word, baloney, and it becomes baloney. You know what I mean? You could do the same thing. I have some guys, they're Rabbonim here in Lakewood, that are steigen away. I don't know if I have to take credit for everything, but this person's grad, I'm going to be sending people to him. He's Gavaldik. He's starting Mifsim. Everybody, let's get into it. I have no Torah Ayin. In fact, I'd like to share my Mifsim. We all become Bali Mifsim, or everybody around here. So, well, this another Bal Mifsim. After a while, we're each going to specialize. You know, you go to the kever. I heard this. There's a fellow who's in charge of the kevarim, a Chassidish guy, and he in American the kevarim in Chutz La'aretz. And he told me, he's a famous guy. He told me that you go to the kever of the Rabbi Kollel. That's Rabbi Yaakov Yosef. For court cases, he's Meradik. And then he told me another zach, Noam Ali Melech. For ruchnius issues, he's Meradik. So he's been watching. So pretty soon, you want for the certain problem, go to Yankee Shore. He's the man. No, you could. They do it. I work the other way. And you'll have pretty soon. We're going to be sending it to my chevra. He's good at this. He's good at that. Why not? There's a lot of stories, and it's krada too. I'm the only one that's zoicha, that I'm good in everything. Like there's nothing I'm not good at. There's no such thing that I'm not good at. All areas. Hakol yachal. When I say that, I'll tell you why I'm so good. Because people are metzamtzim themselves. The Sefer Ikrim says that the Eibishter wants to give, but the person he thinks he's not right. So that's why he doesn't get. The Eibishter wants to give you everything. My Rebbe Rabbi once told me, he wants to give you everything. How did you know we left Mitzrayim? You need money too? I told Usher Eisman, I give you a bracha, no retrial. I want another bracha for that. I will not stand for that. No more trials. I'm out. It happened to but they say he's doing well, and no one believed that he'd do as well. All the things I predicted are coming true. And I said, and this will be all right, that'll be all right, everything. I said, they're going to start apologizing. The judge is saying, like, what are you starting up with this guy for? You heard that, no? Yeah, the judges is like, well, the whole thing is a mistake. That was my nusach. And I said, there's no retrial, nothing. And not only that, they give you money. So he says, money I don't need. I says, okay, I'll take the money for you. The money, no problem. No problem, I'll take it. It's okay. Loilam tikach. Have a Kabbalah from a Rebbe. Loilam tikach. I'm a very man of principle. I always accept money. Always. You want to give me big bucks? I'm here. Anyway, so now I want to tell you, somebody called me up. I'm doing fine, I have nachas, but gelt, I'm going crazy. I can't handle it. So much financial. I says like this, my dear friend, your father, did he have financial problems? I hit it on the nose. Well, he did. Oh, he did? How did I guess? Because you inherited the financial problems. He has a total different job. He's a total different person. But your father, the legacy of your family is having financial problems. That's what life's all about. You think that's a joke? I told him that. And he goes, how about the Zayda? I bet it goes back till Mashiach, till who knows when. A person is Yerish. You know that the diseases, well, this family they all have a certain disease. Oh yeah? Now I'm going to be very nasty. Please don't be macabre what I'm saying. Please don't listen. Please be mavatal me. Because I'm going to hurt a lot of people. I don't mean to do that. But AFOPK. Do you know that I once had a book years ago? Every single disease, by the way, disease means disease. Every single disease can be traced. There was once a psychotherapist in Lakewood, way back. He was my chavrusa. He was a Baal Tshuva. He finished medical school. He was a practicing psychiatrist. He could give prescriptions also. And the whole Lakewood, the guys used to run over to him for their problems. And he told me, there's a certain type that has that malady. I'll tell you the type, but I'm not going to say the malady. I don't want to. There's a certain drive hard type that's intense. All those intense guys had a certain specific malady. I don't want to say what it was. All the guys, almost before he walks over to me, I know what you got. How'd you figure that out? Guys like you get that. Midos! Reb Chaim Halpern Zatzal told me, is krank. He was talking sick when he went through the wars. Krank for Midas Reis! And don't think you're a malach, that you're never going to get sick. and you don't have good midas. That's why I felt I was hesitant in saying this. You're a great listener, but when are you becoming a therapist? Yankee Shore is not stam. Anyway, so he what was I saying? So the midas. So I saw this in a Goyish book way back when I still read Goyish books. When we didn't have what we have today. Today, you don't need. I once read a kosher Goyish book that had helping yourself, whatever, in growth. So I remember reading distinctly a list of about 20 different sicknesses. Each one is traced to a certain personality type. Those types get this. Those types get that. Do you know that? Do you know that? Ooh, wow. Those that kvetch around all day, the guys that kvetch like this end up with one of those. Kvetch like that, all, the Welt says disease means. So now, Rav Chaim Halper told me, "Is krank for midas reis." People get sick, you work on your midas. I saved a lot of people. He says, let's get to the midah. He had a guy with Yana Machla. Midah. His wife was yelling at him all day. He couldn't say the Mizyanis. I gave him a sefer on Mizyanis. Half hour a day, he got a love Mizyanis. 2 weeks later, he was cured. You hear this? This is 5 years already. He's cured. Because I got to this. It's all from midas, but not everybody is right to work on midas. Not everybody heard Mendel. Don't be done everybody and passel up the whole world. Especially you see the daily Torah suffering from different things. So don't, but that's the rule. That's what the Alta from Novandik, before he started the Shmuz, the first thing he said was, okay, you want to know if you want to work on midas or not? Okay. You know what happens if you don't? People, when you get angry, do you know how much vitamin C is depleted? I used to be one of those health food types. You know how many vitamins I took every day? I couldn't count them. And I had them all in special packets. Lately you can, you can put them in there. Now take this, 3 o'clock, take one of those. And they make them nice capsules. You feel like this is going to work. It's going to make great. And if you had a fancy, the jar itself, you want to eat the jar. They make it so gishmak. How could you not eat that? They're not stupid. So by the way, you know what's in there? Do you know what? I spoke to a doctor, he smirked. Come on, the truth. What percentage of, what are they called, the fake pills? Placebos. 40% placebos. Am I right? Oh, well, not that much. Half the time you're giving out stuff, it's a bunch of baloney. So why did you learn Bטחון already? What do you need the whole pill for? It's usually not, they have to put, if it's more than a certain percentage that works, then it means there's something real going on. But do you know how many sugar pills? I heard this from a guy in a bus in Eretz Yisrael. He told me that he had a nephew who had terrible insomnia. So the doctor gave him a pill, cured. Then the doctor came over to him, the uncle, and he said, there's nothing in that pill. You hear it? You think that's a joke? No. People, so you package up the vitamins good and it'll sell. Anyway, so I used to take all these things for years and years. And I was strict. Today, I'm a kaifa be'ika. But kaifa and all, it's terrible. Now, whoever takes it will get a lamaba. Keep it up. But say, Eibishter, you're going to take care, because that's the matzav. How do I get into the vitamins? Midas. Vitamins, all midas. So the Alta used to start, get into midas for your health. Vitamin C gets depleted thousands every time you blow your stack. Thousands of milligrams of vitamin C are depleted. Do you know that? So keep taking all those vitamins. If your midas are staying where they are, and don't think you're going to get too far. I became a big kaifa. I was 15 years, yes, my wife. If I had a mashu of sugar, in my gefilte fish. I only took mother's gefilte fish because that's the only one without any sugar. A dash of sugar, whoa, no. That little bit, no good. Puzzle. Or I had but there's certain things that looks like it's, pumpernickel bread is really white flour. It's a trick. People think they're eating the better. This looks more healthy because it's brown. They just color the white flour. Pumpernickel bread. So finished. So a person feels, I knew all those tricks. And I know, keep away. This is real. This is not real. I was real, real Meshugada. I spent 15 years, don't eat this. And all the fun I missed, all the cakes, all the ice creams I could have enjoyed. And then Vardy got a hold of me and let me have it. And they told me, it's all baloney. From that day on, Miyayim Sheshamay Meirabai Loy Pasak Pumya from candy, chocolate, cake, ice cream, and soda. I promise you. You guess what I ate today? I'm ashamed to say, the guy my age is still eating that stuff. Yes, I am. The famous story with Chaim Shulevitz. I was sitting next to Ger Rebbe at one of these big functions, and they served ice cream at the end of the meal. And Ger Rebbe didn't touch his ice cream. And Rabbi Chaim Shulevitz, who's an anicle of the Alta for Novandik, you know that. He ate up his whole ice cream. When he finished, he points to the Ger Rebbe. Are you eating yours? No? Let's have. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, there's someone in the family didn't like what I said. I don't know, it was me or some other people who were saying things about Reb Chaim. How can you speak about a Gadol B'Torah like that? I checked it out with the Adam Gadol V'Noira who knows everything. And he said, it could very well be that he did that. He knew Reb Chaim. Of course, he probably did it. You want to hear more stories about him? He was the Alta's anicle. He used to kid around about coming. He says, I'm coming. They asked him once to be Sandik. He says, I'll do it for Kavod Alain, I'll do it. I'll do it just for Kavod. You know who did that? Reb Nosson. I just heard a story of Reb Nosson's. The guy told Reb Nosson, my son, a bris. Yeah, you're the Sandik. Ooh, was Tiepenish for Bissel Kavod? He said it right there. Of course. And then he said, but I don't eat sugar. Sugar in this. So he went all over the world to get all the sugarless cakes, all the sugarless cookies, and he put them all down in front of Reb Nosson at the end of the bris. And Reb Nosson didn't want to eat it, all this stuff. So someone told him, the guy, when you said you eat only sugarless stuff, he went shopping all over and he got, so he took every single thing on the plate. Took a bit of this, and he said, this stuff is great. And he kept complimenting, I like this. Oh, the chocolate chip, that's good stuff. And this oatmeal, ooh. And he was raving over all this stuff. And the guy told it it happened to. No, don't tell me Reb Nosson didn't do that. That's aid me paid. Yeah. He took them all and he ate them all up. Say good stuff. No? Anyway, the Arab Shlomo Volba told his Balach Sasanya, when he was a bacha, he used to eat every Shabbos in a certain. So he told the lady over there, he ate the cholent. After he finished, he said, if I would steigen learning from week to week the way your cholent steigs from week to week, boy, would I'd be a guy. Anyway, all right, where are we up to? You heard my latest mic, I don't know if the Elam heard it, but the guy was sitting right here. He was sitting right here. His baby wasn't sleeping. His baby suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. And guess what that means? Him and his wife, here he goes again. And the baby's going to go, you're going to walk the floors. You know how these babies work? I know them. Leave it to me and Alta Zayda. First you got to pick them up. Don't play games, no cheating. Stand up. You're going to pick him up and sit. He's not going to stop crying. Am I right? Well, the younger light, do I know the score? Kiptaran. They all do that. No, are they any different today? This is the way it is. No, you all did that to your parents. You don't remember. Anyway, so and you got to walk the floors for the next few hours, say goodbye to whatever you wanted to do. The baby is dominating the house. Guess who the boss is? Kip said, come inside his room. So anyway, this guy and his wife was going berserk. You know, she just gave birth a couple of months. She needs her sleep. And now we're stuck with this screaming kid over here. So the guy says, watch, don't worry about it. I'll get Rabbi Mendel in the case. He told me this after it happened. Mendel in the case? Yeah. B'schus Rabbi Mendel. He's going right to sleep. In 1 minute, the kid slept through the night. And I asked him, what do I have to do with this story? He says, I wasn't even there. He says, yeah, but I used your name. Anybody want to use my name? You want to say B'schus Rabbi Mendel? Go ahead, see what happens. Anyway, if it works, it works. Anyway, that's one of my latest mipsim. I'm getting mipsim even behind my back. I'm getting mipsim all over the place. Now, the mentality that you have from your background is dominating your life. If they kvetched about money, first of all, no kvetching in the house. Now his father didn't understand, I'm done on the but this guy told me he has terrible financial problems. And he told him, Toich Kedei Dibur. Your father kvetched about money when you were a kid? How did you know? Well, look at you. You're a Yerush, that same Midah Tova of kvetching. You kvetch about money. He was raised with them. You know, in Yerushalayim families, they've heard the elder Zayda. There's no money, let's go to America. You know how many times they heard that? You got to marry off the kid, and they come year after year. And that's because it's in their blood. B'nai Brak, and B'nai Brak, they don't come nowhere. How often do you see a B'nai Brak collecting money? They don't have kids to marry off? What's the Demanishtana, B'nai Brak? What's going on here? Now I'm going to tell you the real reason why you're shocked. First of all, and the simple reason is because Yerushalmi has a Maseris. Listen to the story. It's Hafla of a fellow. I once had a sefer called Metzias Aseres HaShvatim. That in all the times in history when we connected with the 10 Shvatim. This is a Hafla story. The kids, I saw this myself. And the Eldad Adoni, you heard about it? There was a famous Yid that came from Shevet Dan, and he and all the G'dolim met him, and they met each other. So they wrote a letter. I saw a letter that the 10 Shvatim wrote us, the Yerushalayim Yid, and they said, oh, you're in Yerushalayim? They wrote, you're in Yerushalayim? That's wonderful. You got the Kaisam Arabi, and you got Kevarachel there. Yerushalayim, you're a Kaddish. You're so lucky with the Machpelah. We're never stuck here behind the Sambatyan, and we're out of it. 10 Shvatim, we don't know if we're coming. We're out, and you people, Baruch Hashem, Yezeicha, Yerushalayim, you're a Kaddish. I saw that letter with my own eyes, the way they were. The 10 Shvatim were getting excited over us. And then I saw the letter that we sent back. Yerushalayim Yidden sent back a letter. Very true, yes, it's nice to be in Yerushalayim, but maybe you could send us some money. Let's get to the point. Shit Geld was J-Stock. Send us some money. I saw this. Send money, that's the mentality. We need money. I'm going to tell you where it comes from. My feeling is, Yerushalayim Yid has a certain chain, and the Eibishter wants us to think of Yerushalayim. That's why that Hashgacha sent them out here. That's what I say. They're all over the world. You know that. I met them in Australia. They're running all over. The whole world meets Yerushalayim Yidden. Remember, Yerushalayim. Don't forget Yerushalayim. Aren't they the sweetest? Everybody loves them. Yerushalayim Yidden are comfortable everywhere. You can be a Litvak HaChosed as well. Yerushalayim, oh, one of those. They're Yerushalayim learning Chalka L'Shvatim, no? It's universal. Yerushalayim is open. We all own those people. But I met Yerushalayim people on the bus in Yerushalayim once. And this year, he says, I'm Yerushalayim, but I don't go for this stuff. He says, I never went to America. I married off 7 kids. I don't owe a penny. I was sat back and I had bטחון and the money started coming in. He told me, he said, I remember distinctly, I should have held on to the guy and got all his What'd you do? And you got to spread this out to your friends. They never are coming to America. Anyway, he told me the mebel, got geld, the furniture. But what I wanted to say is that a mentality is there. The reality of what's going on in your life is lav dafka. It's the way you think that has such power. The way your parents thought. You have Yerusha that you got to get rid of. I don't want to say this. I just was on the phone. I'm not in the spall. I don't care if the parents hear it. I'm not in the spall. I told the person, don't get near your parents. Don't get near your parents. That's right. Why? Because they could ruin you. Your parents could ruin you. Marriages, they get involved. You know what Rabbi Miller says about parents? Open your purse and close your mouth. Parents are not supposed to mix. And these parents are destroying, I don't want to say what they said at a party. I said the party, keep away from home. I take a mayachrais, keep it away. Laman, keep away from your father and mother. Laman yarichon yamecha. You want to live long? Get away from them. They're killing you. Now that's not for everybody. I once said this to a certain young man. I saved his life. Reb Reuven Feinstein told him the same thing I did. So I'm not so out of it. The same thing. Keep away. Hashem Yerachim. Look what they're doing. Now I'll say something else. That mainly you have to respect them. Because if you're not going to respect your parents, and even those guys, you better respect them. Not so fast. This person, I say, you need a 10-year grace period to keep away, and then we'll start respecting. You're not ready for it, because the havoc they were causing was mamish. This person, anyway. So, but respecting parents, I got to mention this, because I mentioned that, I must mention this. The Hayim, yes. I knew two people. I know two people. I may have asked him. What? Avada. You know, the Gemara in Psachim in Megillah says you'll end up eating the bottle too. Remember? With the plates, no? In Megillah. Yeah, the Gemara in Megillah says eat the. There's all some seif on that, no? It's a beautiful Gemara. We eat bottles. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim. No, we're all my chassidim. 1 second, we're charging for this. We're getting smart. How much? We're getting smart. 1 second, open your pockets. Let's go. Wait. You came to my van? I also came here to milk you dry. All of you. I'm joking. I'll even take from the guys that are watching me from from your huppets. You can also make out your check. I'm joking. I'm not joking. You could do that. I'll accept it. Who wants some of my schnapps? You want? Here we go. Okay, yeah. This is good stuff. Let's go, Rabbi Say. Whoever drinks, see? The money's rolling in. You are the sweetest kid. How is it? Your mother didn't eat you up yet? How did she control herself? We have the sweetest kids you ever met. Oh, man. There we go. Whoever drinks this l'chaim is going to have Yeshua's gedolos. Look at this. Cashing in. Every time I'm here, the money rolls in. The money. Yeshuot gedolot. Whatever you want. I once saved someone's life I made 10 l'chaims. The guy was standing right. He was having a procedure that could kill a horse. He already had every machla in the world. He was living on borrowed time. And I said, and he was going for a procedure that wasn't, and I had 10 people there. It was in Kol Shimshin. I made everybody a l'chaim for him, and he came out with Nisim Goyim. So I l'chaim's, Chaim Yeshua's gedolos. Now, Now I saw a very stark vote from the Maharalmi Prague. Maharalmi Prague says, you didn't hear this, did you? And I said this on Sunday. You didn't hear it, okay. I try not to say the same thing. Maharalmi Prague says, you're on the way in Kedushin. And he says, you're on the way to a mitzvah. He says, Hafa, you got to see the Maharal inside. I want the Elam to tell me, it's just near the volume. I should have it here and just read it out. He says, you're on the way. When you do a mitzvah, you're together with the Yebishter. You're going in his derech. A mitzvah means you're with him completely. But there's one thing better than a mitzvah. If you're miles away and you're starting to go towards the mitzvah, that's even better. Because you're not even there and you're wanting to be there. And he says, now you're in Gatsa with the Eibishter. Listen to this. That means that if a person, the Ratzon, nobody's machshav Ratzainus. A Ratzon to do the right thing is so precious. You're better. Look, here, you have a kid. You're your father. You have one kid who does everything right. And the other kid goes ahead all day and says, I'd like to do the right thing. It's hard for me. Who do you like better? You tell me. The kid that's doing everything right, you know, he's a good guy, nice boy, whatever you want from him, davening, learning, helping his mother. And there's another kid who goes around all day long. I'd love to help, I want to help you more. It's so hard for me, but give me an answer. Who do you have more compassion for? You tell me. The one who's never, no? Isn't it? Isn't that the way it is? Why is it Yismach le mavakshe Hashem? Matzasi ish mavakesh emuna. The person who wants, who tries. That is so precious. According to the Maharal, he's better. Imagine such a thing. You're better because you want all those people that you're sitting in BMG. And the best thing for you is go to BMG and watch everybody scream and learning on sugyas that you know nothing about. They're in the middle of Zerayim somewhere. They're learning a Mishnah is way above everybody, or they're learning Erev, and I don't know, something that's beyond you. The hardest sugyas from Achranya Skana Kehanim, and they're going strong like crazy, and you're not part of it, and you wish you could be there. That's the ideal situation. That's now you're going to get your Elam Haba. Hashem looks at you. You know what it says like this: on three people, the Eibishter cries. It's a Gemara Chagiga. One, a person. He could have learned, and he's not learning. The other one is he can't really learn, and he's learning, whatever that means. And Parnas Hamazgoy Latziba. So the Mefarshim says, what's this person who can't learn and he's learning? What's the Eibishter crying over there for? Three people Hashem cries. He cries from tears of simcha. How much schar a guy's gonna get when he can't and he's still, let's try. Imagine how big he is. The guy never, he can't. That's why I already paskin. The Elam asked me what to do tshuva for these days. First of all, since when am I? I'm one of those. Reb Chaim Kanevsky didn't want to say anything when different things happen. What do you have to do tshuva? I'm going to know. I'm a Navi, like Navi, Anachi, like Ben, but I'm still pretty good. I'm not that bad. I paskin. I said it and I'm repeating it. Amay achrayis. Ach shadora. Rabbi Yochanan Olson. I heard him say Barabim. This everybody is Tzad Gomer. What are you want to do tshuva on? My issue in life is, what are these guys going to do tshuva on? Leave them alone. Now, they're all great. If they're not there, they're wishing to be there. And you know what that's worth? They're depressed already. I have to train them not to wish so much and enjoy life a little bit and hope from yourself. That's where I come in. But the Elam is so holy. I testify you know what my Shviga told me? She was a Hungarian woman. My Shver and Shviga, they once told me, they came from Europe. She was in Auschwitz. My Shver was in a Monka Taber. You know what that is? He was in a camp in Hungary. He went to his own Gehenim. My Shviga had it worse. She was in Auschwitz. She knew Mengele was such a gentleman. He smiled, clean shaven, neat. You know, if you're not neat and you're suffering from not being so masudar, first of all, try a little harder. Or daven, that's what I do. But it's not happening. And the house is a little, and you're a little coming on time. Don't feel so bad. The Germans were pünktlich. You want to be like them? Say, I'm not one of them. I'm not Masuda. There's a certain, Rabbi Kreise used to say about certain Polish Jews, by them, the less Masuda, the better. There's a certain, you know, when I come in time, I have a chassidus, you know, so I have to come in Shabbos 8:30. So quite often I'm there at 8:30. Not always. And when I'm there at 8:30, I always apologize that I came on time. Rebbes are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, when the Olam is dying to see you and they're waiting for hours, then you show up. Then finally you came, I'm half dead. That's a real Rebbe, so I apologize for coming on time. Hope everyone's beichel me for coming on time. That's right, I'm joking. But anyway, but if you're not Masuda, that's what I tell you to do. Oh, the Germans. I came late. I'm not like the Germans. Boy, I'm going to get trouble now. Rabbi Mendel, what are you telling my husband? I have enough trouble with him before you came along. What are you doing? What are you corrupting? You're corrupting a generation. You're teaching them bad midos. Rabbi Mendel. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm going to give another one for the ladies to teach them how to tolerate the husbands. Give another course. I'm joking. Anyway, I'm ready to roll. Where am I up to? Another 2 minutes? Anyway, these holy days, now is the time. The 9 days, go to the Eibishter now. And say, Eibishter, you love us now more than ever. We want whatever you want. Go ask whatever you want. I just gave a prescription to somebody with a sup they can't, but Shidduchim, they're climbing the walls and everything. Can't imagine what nisim I'm having. I had a whole family. The father was a Taita Meshugana in the hospital, you know, put away. He's not a human. It was a mistake. The marriage, he's not cut out for everything and anything. You know what I said? I said, you get together. First I gave brachas. He's a new person. He's home. They called me up. Nisim Guliyim. You don't know the power. And I'll tell you another zach. This is Haflo, a fella. The woman married a guy they're not cut out. I heard the whole story. She's one type, he's like out of it. He doesn't understand her. She's talking to the wall. She's whatever she is. And he's just the opposite. And he doesn't, and he called me up crying. My wife left me for weeks. She doesn't want me anymore. And now I gave him bracha. She was back in 2 days. That was the Rebbe's bracha, by the way. She came back with, my bracha was only that she'll come back. She came back. Yes, I remember it was better if she would have stayed. He's going to a Gehenna with this lady. They're not cut out. You know what I told him? Write down all her milas every day for 10 minutes. That's all. He called me back 3 months later. She's a new person. I did not cut out. I don't care if they're cut out, not cut out. I don't care. I don't go with those rules. I have Bטחון, you know, Reb Geshem married off. He had 100 young bachrim, 100 ladies, 100 seminary girls. Okay. Time to get married. Let's go. You take that one. You take this one. You take that. Promise you. I heard this from an eyewitness and a son of one of those marriages. And the son told me, Adayim, I don't chop out my father and mother, 2 different worlds, but they get along. Because Reb Gershon laughed at the system. He laughed at the rules. You're going to sit with a therapist for the rest of your life to make things work? If you have Bטחון, I'm not, please. I once said this in public, got in such trouble. There was an American guy sitting next to me. He almost killed me. I'm sorry, it's a Sheva Brachas. And I said this thing as an American guy. How could you talk like that? What kind of a recklessness, what kind of irresponsibility? He let me have it. So I was in a good mood. And there was a bunch of, the family, a bunch of young ladies, all shidduch age. I was packed with them. They're all over the place. And I says, are you worried, my friend? Believe me, there's not one person here that's going to do what I just said now. Don't get so worried. No one's going to do it. That's what I told him. But Gershon did do it. And he got away. There wasn't one divorce. Imagine. Okay, we go. So I don't do.
What was the tshuva we're supposed to do?
Who?
Tshuva. What are we supposed
The
to do?
tshuva, us? Such a achshadara? I Pasha don't know.
Gotta be befit.
Everybody has achdus. You know, it's so much better than it used to be. The Lashon Hara used to be an issue when I was a kid. Today, who speaks Lashon Hara? A guy speaks Lashon Hara. It's over. Who's out learning? Seriously. My shviga told me, she said that she sees these girls, the way they daven their Lashon. She's Pinkvi in the Heim. You know what that means? It's just as good as, you know what the Heim is back home? No, we finally made it. The Harrys are in. I mean, years back, they didn't talk like that. When I first got married, what it was like in the Heim. You know, my shver told me as the kids were more geschmack. They were more normal, more freilich. The food tasted better. You know, Mishachar Beis HaMikdash, the food doesn't taste. You know that? Tom Paris are gone. It's a Gemara. From Beis HaMikdash, the food used to taste like candy way back. They said Europe and America, different food. That's something. It tasted much better. The Heim is Altsgebein, everything was better. People had more keiches, a different world. A door before was a different world. And more recently, before my shviga was after, they're just like in the Heim. All right? What do you say to that one? And they come from Trefa America. How did they strike so much? I know the real reason. They didn't like Yudel Mendel over here. You know. Why do I want everybody to say, and you, and you, and you? Give yourself credit. Maybe it's because of you. That's what I hold. Anyway, next.